Welcome back to Reza Abbasi TV. Today I'm going to continue with my journey, my research journey on Iranian Persian arms and armor. This channel I already introduced you in English and also in Persian. 3 museums I analyzed the whole inventory of Persian arms and armor and published in my book, Arms and Armor from Iran. One of them, as you remember, was Military Museum of Tehran in Saadabad Palace Complex, the Military Museum of Shiraz in Afifabad Palace in Shiraz, Iran, both of them, of course, and the Military Museum of Bandar Anzali in the palace which belonged to Reza Shah Pahlavi, north of Iran. Now we go back to Tehran, and the 4th museum I analyzed from my book was the inventory of Reza Abbasi Museum, and I'm going to introduce Reza Abbasi Museum here. We need to take into consideration that Reza Abbasi Museum doesn't only have arms and armor. Similar to the National Museum of Iran, موزه ایران باستان, or Archaeological Museum of Iran, this museum has a large inventory of different objects, not only arms and armor, from Iran. And I'm going to introduce this to you. A very beautiful museum in the heart of Tehran. As you can see, it has different artifacts, and I'm going to introduce that. So the Reza Abbasi Museum is a prominent museum, famous museum, which, as I mentioned before, which is located in Tehran, Iran, in the Seyed Khandan district. The museum title, and it is named after Reza Abbasi, who was the celebrated Safavid-era painter and calligrapher, and the museum has and holds and houses, as I mentioned before, an exceptional collection of Persian art spanning over 4,000 years of Iranian history, meaning from the 2nd millennium BC to the late Islamic era and periods. The museum galleries show a diverse range of artifacts, objects, and these include pre-Islamic pottery, metalwork, and jewelry, as well as Islamic-era manuscripts, miniatures, and textiles, and among them, arms and armor. And these arms and armor are bronze items, and as well from Sasanian era, and also from the Islamic period. The museum's chronological arrangement offers visitors a journey, and this journey brings you to Iran's artistic evolution, highlighting the continuity and innovation of Persian craftsmanship, which has ruled and been there for centuries. As one of Iran's most significant cultural institutions, the Reza Abbasi Museum serves as a vital resource for researchers, scholars, and art enthusiasts, preserving the legacy of Iran's rich artistic heritage. What is about the history of Reza Abbasi Museum? The museum was officially inaugurated in September 1977, back then under the patronage of Farah Pahlavi, but it closed just over a year later in November 1978 because of political upheaval preceding the Iranian Revolution. The museum reopened in 1979 with redesigned interior decorations and an expanded exhibition space. However, operational challenges led to another closure in 1984, followed by a reopening a year later. So when I went there, it was already open. After extensive renovations, it was officially relaunched on February the 4th, 2000. So I was there in 1985, right? Marking its fifth and current operational phase. Today, the museum is managed by the Iranian Cultural Heritage Organization, continuing its mission to preserve and showcase Iran's artistic legacy. The Reza Abbasi Museum has and boasts an extensive collection of Iranian art and artifacts spanning over 9 millennia, from the 7th millennium BC to the early 20th century. The exhibits are arranged chronologically, allowing visitors to trace the evolution of Persian artistry across different eras. So the highlights of the museum and the collections of the museums. We have in Reza Abbasi Museum prehistoric and ancient artifacts, objects crafted from baked clay, stone, and metal, among them lots of bronze and iron metals. I need to say also from Urartu, they have beautiful bronze helmets showcasing early human craftsmanship. Islamic-era masterpieces. We have pottery, metalwork, among them arms and armor, especially card, as we will see, textiles and jewelry, reflecting the sophistication of Persian Islamic art, and rare manuscripts and lacquer paintings, including illuminated Qurans and illustrated literary works. The museum's systematic curation not only preserves Iran's cultural heritage, but also offers scholars and visitors a comprehensive visual narrative of the region's artistic and technological advancements. Now we come to my book. I'm going to show you some of these artifacts from these museums, which are published in my book, and among them is this Sasanian sword. I need to say from this Sasanian sword, you can see three of them, this type, which has has this special handle, which comes into your hand like a beak handle, and it has a guard. And this guard is like a rectangular guard. One is in Museum Rambastan, National Museum of Iran. One is here in Reza Abbasi Museum, and one is in Bunyad, Cultural Heritage of Bunyad. And this one in Reza Abbasi Museum, as you can see, the whole pictures of them, I just put some close-ups here in my book, Arms and Armor from Iran. But it's very interesting. It has two ruby agate stones here. And there are agate stones, sorry. And then golds here. These are made of gold, these flowers. And then these are covered by silver, is a wooden inside and covered by silver. And then you see this famous feather pattern. This one cannot be removed. It's scabbards, the one in the National Museum of Iran and in Cultural Heritage of Bunyad. They can be taken out of the scabbards. So you can see the blade here. The blade is stuck. As you can see, these are most probably early crucible steel blades. These are stuck here inside. Very beautiful there. This feather pattern is most probably an indication of, refers to Simorgh and the power of Simorgh in Iranian mythology. You can see here the beauty of it, right, again. One thing, as I said to you, this decoration here is exceptional in this piece. For more pictures, please see Arms and Armor from Iran. Then there is a sword, which has a tulwar handle, but then the blade is attributed to Shah Ismail Safavid and Amal Sadiq, and it is dated. This is very exceptional because few Persian blades are, Shamshir blades are dated with Sadiq, and you can see it here. Another sword, which has Bodu, Bande Shah Velayat Safi, Amal Asadullah Isfahani, Bande Shah Velayat Abbas. That's the original ones. And then during Shah Safi Safavid, this one is added. So it has two chronologically, and then the whole sword has the surah from the Holy Quran. And please remember this sword, which has a dragon terminals, its handle, as you can see it here, made of crucible steel as well. The pommel cap kolahak is also made of crucible steel. This is one of the most beautiful blades you can see. And it reminds me of those which have lots of inscriptions on them in the Victoria and Albert Museum, attributed to Shah Tahmasp Safavi, Persian blades. Then there are many, you can see in my book, many of Reza Abbasi Museum, many Persian cards from Safavid period. If one of them is here, you can see also the translation of this. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Iza Ja'a Nasrullah wal-Fath. And you can see them here. Also the translations, even everything, the bolsters are made of crucible steel. You can see here, this one, again, this is Sane, right? It is, this year is there, 142. And you can see also the handles are made of walrus ivory. And these are the hunting scenes, Asian lions following the game via deers. And this is very interesting. There is one of the cards from Reza Abbasi Museum, says Sahib Sayyid Vahshi, the owner Sayyid Vahshi, and Amal Muhammad Hussein in 1272. This is Hijrah, 1272. Amal Muhammad Hussein, the work of Muhammad Hussein. Look at the beautiful Persian pattern crucible steel. Other ones here, you can see it as well here. Nasru min Allahi wa fathun qarib here written. Here are attributes and names of God, all made of crucible steel. Here again, you see that here. Look at the crucible steel ahanak, tang bands, also chiseled, all made of crucible steel. And the blade, look at that. Amale Waqir ibn Mahdi, again 1189 here. Get the beauty of them. Now Hanak is chiseled as well in floral design. On this one, you see Qabze Khanjarat Jahangir Bashad. This is from Pishqabs. Garche ek mosh ustakhan bashad. It is written, this Persian poem, on many Persian daggers, on some Persian daggers, excuse me. The handle of your dagger will be a word conqueror, although it's only made of bone. Ustakhan, bone here refers to walrus ivory, the handle of it. Beautiful poem. I just wanted to show some of them here. There are many more from this museum. I just put some pictures, some of them here for you to watch, and for the Reza Abbasi Museum. And this was the fourth museum I analyzed, had them in my hands, and put them in my book, Arms and Armor from Iran. Beautiful collection of Reza Abbasi Museum. I will continue and to show you more about my research later on this channel. Wish you a nice day, and thank you very much.